Alright, guys. Alright, guys. Alright, guys. Let's. Alright. Okay, guys. Alright. Okay. Okay. That's true. That's true. Let me welcome you. My bad. Alright. I welcome every single person on this live film section. Today, Friday. If I'm not strong, you guys are all gone. You guys are welcome. You guys are welcome. Let's just leave it like that. You guys are welcome. Okay, I welcome both new viewers, returning viewers, returning audience, and every single person. Oh, I always give thumbs up for that. All right, that's for that. And as I said, I welcome every single personality, every unique personality here. You guys are welcome. People are still joining, and maybe we should just start. They will just join us later. All right, so that's for that. And maybe. Okay. Let's quickly introduce ourselves before we get into to what we have today. Okay, at first, you have graphics by name, and I'll go. Maybe for the sake of or the people that are seeing us for the first time. What is UF graphics? What are you doing? What's your goal? Stuff like that. Okay, I'll go let you see everything or we're teaching on this section, streams and everything. You just okay. At first, let's say it's for our youth. It's for the well-being of our youth, of our Nigerian students, and for their good outcome tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. And again, for their betterness. Let me just be speaking big nonsense grammar for their betterness. Let me just leave it that way. Okay, every so we're doing it just for their own benefit because we realize that school is not teaching this. School, nobody is saying about, nobody is talking about it. People are not even considering it. They don't even think that is important. And moreover, is what that have been affecting our students' life, our young adults' life, our upcoming youths. Then most people just feel reluctant and what they are just eager or let's just say ready to do is just to blame youth. Maybe if they start doing things to earn a living, they will start blaming them and all of that. Moreover, they are the cause and the ones even make it like they are actually the one making everything or let's just say they are not teaching our young adults over there when it has to do with schooling out schooling stuff. And mind you, every session we're covering is just more like life after school, and it's we discovered it's a very broad topic. And drop a broad topic I mean is because people are not talking about it, and it has a great a role to play when it has to do with a youth life. It has a role like plenty if not all, but we'll say in essence like it has a majority of role to play when we're talking about youth and when we're talking about adults. So that's for that. And we are helping them in the sense of knowing all of these things, pointing it out for them, because most people why they made some mistakes, or let's just say why most adults feel because nobody taught them. They were not taught. They were just more like certificates oriented. They were just carrying or let's just say being in school and taking it as an advantage, or let's just say they were feeling reluctant while they are still in school, that made them not to get other things attached, that made them not to start considering other things, that made them not to even make some necessary plans for their tomorrow, that made them not to even see or even think that they are going to leave that school one day to face the world. And the world, nobody's talking about it, they're going to face it. And when they faced it without being prepared, without being ready, it's just that okay, for instance, if something should happen to you unexpectedly, you're going to really slack, like it's going to affect you, like it will shake you, so stuff like that. So if they're not being taught on, if they're not being guided in these ways and opening their eyes, so it's not a kind of putting fear in them, but it's just more like reality, what is requisite and necessary, they know, so that they just have it at the back or at the front of their mind wherever they want to have it, and it's going to help them why they grow, why they advance in both academics and life, why they make some vital decisions, they are going to consider a lot of things. So everything we're saying here is covering that part, and as I said, it's more like life after school, and it's more like guiding our youth stop and maybe their paths, and it kind of bringing some things to their notice that is very very important when it has to do with outside school, and helping them know as well that as a youth, as an adult, having a certificate alone is not enough. Like, okay, let me put it this way, let me make it more realistic. Depending on your certificate alone, as a young adult, as an upcoming youth, as a student, let me just make it practical. As a Nigerian student, it will shock you. Like, it's not always advisable. That's just what I'm trying to communicate. It's not always advisable to do that, and it has a great risk from what we're seeing, and from the current things that we're seeing currently now. It has a very very great risk, and if people, or if our students don't or shift from that view, if they don't divert from seeing things or depending, or just feeling that once they graduate, because this is just more like people, what people always think or feel. And I'm here to tell you that if you're still feeling or thinking the same thing, you're still wrong, because you have to position your mindset that this is what, and anything can cause anything to happen, and a lot of things is changing. So if you're still hoping that, at first, get my point. I'm not saying schooling is bad, but I'm sure I'm just a kind of bringing it to a student notice. Let me just be like, okay, I'm here for a particular student. Let me bring it to that student notice that you can equally, while you're still in school, you can equally adapt to other things. Adapting, I still mean maybe getting to learn new skills, getting to have other things doing, getting to acquire some other knowledge, because it could be what will save you tomorrow. You may not be. That's just a fact. And a lot of you don't like hearing this. Everybody's not going to be employed. Everybody's not going to get employed. Government is not going to employ every single person. That's just the fact. Most people are going to be self-employed. Other people just feel that you're going to be employed. So you also just guide your ground. Guiding, I mean, you're going to stand strong even when you happen not to be employed. It's not going to shake you. You're not going to be a failure because government did not employ you. It sounds somehow now. No, that is not, that's just exactly what we're avoiding, and we're making possible section streams to help students on that area. So that's for that. So that's, I just said, it's just more like an objective, our goal, and what we prioritize most to help and see our Nigerian students. And again, to cut, if not entirely eliminate that saying that school is a scam, because school is not actually a scam. What makes school, or how why people think or see school as a scam, is just because our young adults that went to school are failing, and they are checking it, or they are being like, if this guy waste resources and money, years and all of that, and still fail, that means school is a scam. Have you seen it? Now meanwhile, they're not being taught, because they failed in life. People that is in school are feeling that getting a certificate is enough, and that is why they are failing. That is why it's looking as if, or it's just a wasted, or will I say, or stage of one's life. Do you get that? So that's for that, and that is actually what we're trying to avoid by teaching our Nigerian students. So that's for that, guys. Enough of our objectives. So let's get into business. Okay, if you were on the last like session, that was yesterday. So we started up something, I think 3 days ago, 2 days ago, I think, titled Student Challenge. And what we're trying to aim there, or let's just say what we're trying to achieve on that, that we invent on, or let's just say that we backed on, it just was like, since we're talking about students and young adults, we what was okay, just a kind of summary of what we're trying to achieve on that 30 days student business challenge is more like students, them knowing that, or let's just say it, making it, or let's just say, I don't know, breaking it down in a detail way that they should also know that doing a business as a student, like there are possible business that a student can actually do, and doing it, you're going to balance it. We stated everything, so you're not going to, I don't know, prioritize one more than the other one. So it's more like balancing academics with business type stuff like that, and it's more like flexible business. So student can easily go ahead with it and explore more. And we even stated that being a university undergraduate and all those stuff gives you a better room and chance to make explore. And we also say that it's just more like a unique opportunity that no Nigerian student should waste, because you actually being there, it's everybody, or let's just say some people were not opportune. Now you being there and wasting it or whiling it away, oh my god, it's really painful, and it's just valuable resources, because it's actually time and years. And he said that time is equate to money, because time, like, spent time, I don't know, gain money, stuff like that. So time is equal to money. The way, or let's just say, the manner that you will not spend 50,000 on unnecessary things, you shouldn't spend 5-10 hours on unnecessary things. So time is equal to money, and you shouldn't while it away. So that's for that. And as I was saying, we started up well, let's say we invented, or let's just say we started up something. Let me just leave it that we started up something which is 30 days business challenge for students. And we did a section stream. Okay, the first section, maybe if you were not there, maybe after this session you just try checking it back. The first session was like more of like introduction, mindset research. At first we reset our student mindset when it has to do with business, and how they should see it as, because a lot of students is thinking that if I don't have millions I cannot start up a business. And we're bringing to their notice that starting up a business, you can start from any list of anything. Now as well, any list of anything, I still mean your business, this thing that you want to venture into, we determine the stuff like that. So, and as I said, we stated earlier that you starting up a business, there is several factors to consider. And some of the factors to consider at first is to know your skills. And skills, we don't mean any supernatural skill we're talking about on that sense is more like your innate abilities, what you can do, what you can serve. Or sometimes it's requisite or important to ask people around you, what do you think I can do, what business idea do you think I can do best, stuff like that. So they are going to direct your path, or tell you what or how they feel, or the type of business they feel that you can do best in. So this is more like a stage of discovering self or innate ability. So it's more like skill, you knowing it. Now, haven't or known that, you're going to look for problem that exists around you. Problem we mean in business is not conflict, it's not riots, I don't know. Problem we mean in business is more like things that is in a high demand that people are looking for, things that students are in a high demand to buy. Like, it's just more like things that people are looking for. So that is a problem in business, because they are actually looking for it, and you venturing into that part, you can equally solve the problem by getting those stuff to them, and you're actually going to gain. So that's for that. And that is okay. If you check the session, I think you get better. All right, so that's for that. And yesterday's section was more like, okay, at first you're still getting to what we have to do. Maybe let me just use few minutes to what's it called, run around the what's it called again, yesterday's session, because let me just do that for my unique viewers that are here now that we're not opportunity to join there. All right, guys. So let me just, okay. Yesterday's session was more like okay. Yesterday's session was more like business challenge. Okay. Structure preparation. Okay, yesterday's session was more like structure preparation. Mind you, the first week session we started was more like clarity and identification, and I said is more like we're trying to bring it down and prescribe what business looks like and how they can equally start to explore more. And we stated earlier that at first is clarity, you knowing what you want to enter, you knowing how to venture into it, and you knowing possible ways to actually get there, being your destination. So second week being yesterday, that was second week section. So what we talk about there was structural preparation. It's not more like mindset again. We have as past that mindset reset. So it's more like structural preparation. What structure preparation? I'm not talking too much on it, so it's more like it's a decision. Let me just run around. So structure is just more like a process, or let's just say In business, I mean to say, oh, it's just a process of you're going to structure well. Mind you, you have not introduced your business to the world. You have not started telling people this is my business. You're still starting. You just finished getting the business you want to start up and knowing how it goes. So you're just structuring it, trying to or set the, just more like setting period. So structuring is more like, we said, okay, part of what we stated is structuring. We stated naming and branding, and we said branding is more like finding a unique name that matches your business, that people can easily remember, people can easily refer people to, people can easily recall it, and as well, I don't know, just a simple name, and it's necessary is matched to your, what's it called, your business, that business you're doing, your name is going to match to it, so that people can, while they hearing the name, they're going to actually know what you're just doing just by hearing the name only. So you're gonna fish that by getting what's it called, naming a brand. Then pricing strategy, we say something like your price tags and all of that. You shouldn't be high, it shouldn't be too low. If it's high, people are going to run away. If it's low, they are going to still run away. You're going to cry. So the best thing is just a kind of a being neutral, not so high, not so low. Compare prices, check other things, check people that are selling other things, and now to fix yours. So market testing, you're going to check if people know it. So I'm not going to emphasize much. I'm just trying to introduce the lashing section. So if you were not there and you are here now, maybe after this session you can just equally check. Then content creation, you're going to try making your business in a content way by what's it called, if it's a physical business, you're going to snap pictures of that business and make it a kind of fun, then post it. People are going to see it. You're not a bot, and you're going to try showing up the way you show up on your physical business shop. You ought to show up every day online, posting that your business. One, it builds credibility, it builds trust, and it builds reliability, and people are going to trust you more, and you're going to make massive sales. So that's for then. Practice sell pitch, or you're going to get to know how you put your business stuff like that. So that's for that. So if you're here and it's interesting you already, maybe after this session you just equally check on that section. So that's for that, guys. So let's get to what we have today. Okay, remind you, it's 30 days. So we just, okay, let me just, maybe for the sake of people that we are not, that didn't join yesterday, it's more like, sorry guys, it's more like we are covering a week on a section. So today is just like the third week. So that's I think it's going to end tomorrow. The session is ending tomorrow. The 30 days is ending tomorrow. If I say 30 days, you feel like what's it called? Like it's daily something. Jesus, no. So it's just more like you're covering you're covering 1 week on a section. So that's it. So let's just get to what we have today. Today is the third week, as I said earlier. So today, okay, today is just more like what's it called, third week, as I said, launch and sales. Remind you, the second week was more like structuring process. You get into structure, you have not introduced it. Now is launch and sales. You're gonna launch it, you're launching your business already. So let's emphasize on it, and you get to understand. Maybe you just try penning down, I don't know, but if you can still comprehend, if you can comprehend, I'm giving you a thumbs up. So that's for that. So let's just get to business. So it's more like, at first, sales and launch and selection. Mind you, launching is just more like you're going to start telling people this is what I sell, this is what I sell. Like make possible flyers, maybe make some posts on that business that you're starting up and stuff like that. You're going to post it, you're going to tell people about it. You're going to start, that's the point of more like advertising. You're going to start telling people about your business, to going to bring it to the world, because by then it's well structured and structured. Let me just put that way, it's well structured there. So you're going to make possible posts on that and post stuff like that. And we said it's more like, okay, launch and sell. So you're possibly going to sell. So it's more like, if you started up a business and nobody have patronized you, you have not started though. So that's just it. So sales is what makes the business, like, sales, making sales is what you started up a business without making sales, even one, that business is not complete. That's just it. So everything we're talking about is just more like launching and making sales process. So This you can still maybe you will just call it a stage of income. I don't know, because once you launch your business, actually you've started selling and you're gonna start making money. So that's for that. Hmm. Have my God. So that's for that. And maybe I said this is more like okay, okay. So we are in what's it called? We are in uh okay, we are in day 15. Yeah, we are in day 15. So day 15 is just more like official launch. So as I said, official launch is just more like that's a stage, or let's just say a period you're going to start telling people about your business. You're going to be like start advertising it. That's not a stage of structuring, because that's second week. So you're going to third stage with me, you're going to start advertising it, your business, start telling people about it, start posting it, start making possible ways to reach out to a product out there. So that is why in second stage we made mention of internet opening, stuff like that. So I think that's a mix of getting to get viewers, and let's just say maybe getting to meet viewer or multiple audience. So that's for that. So okay, announcement to the world, as I say, just more like you're going to start announcing my piece. This is me, this is what I sell, this is how it can help you. I sell it on the streets, patronize me or DM for stuff like that. So it's just more like a stage you get out. And it's very disheartening that most people are just building up business but they are not launching it. Maybe this is not a stage to be shy or play shyness or make steals. Oh my God, that's just actually not the stage, because if you cannot defend your business, if you cannot be proud and tell people what to do selling, nobody ready to patronize you. That's just the fact. So this is not a stage of start feeling shy or hidden. No, no, you can actually you said that most people are building business only secretly, they are not exposing, they are not making sales. That's just it. So that's for that. And we said okay, just more like what they should do on the process. They should just make some possible flyers, as I said earlier, and post on that business. They should make some possible, if it's picture, if it's what's it called, if it's a physical picture, a physical good stuff, like you just make possible pictures and post and enlighten people about it. So I think the 16 is more like direct marketing. I'm saying a lot, yeah. Direct marketing. Okay, if you're to ask, or let's just say you're gonna be, or like going to be like, what is direct marketing in business, or what is direct marketing when we're talking about business? Direct marketing is just more like you not staying on your comfort zone. You like chasing, okay, there is this one they will tell you is chasing the bag. You're going to chase your customer, you're going to make sure you get them. That is direct marketing. And on like stage, most people feel reluctant, most people are tired, they are not willing, they don't have energy, they don't even have the skills, because all of this thing require skills and strategies to get a customer, and not even getting a customer, getting them to patronize or buy from you. So it's just more like a stage you're going to chase after them, you're going to chasing after them is not pursuing them, just get my what's it called, my words. Chasing after is just more like asking them, going to their DM. Now you can equally do this. It's just more like messaging to 20 people in a, being like, you're going to greet them, you're going to be like, how are you doing? Then you're going to offer, or let us, you're going to present what you're selling. I'm so I do so service. If you're interested, DM me, stuff like that. If you're interested, are you interested? Stuff like that. So if you're a business owner, if you're a student, youth, adult that is starting up a business, this is just a right strategy to, what's it called again? A right strategy to okay. A right strategy to chase, or okay, going after customer. So it's just a right strategy to do that. You're going to go to their DMs, you're going to message a lot of people, and it's just more like, if you're rejected, if you're, that's just, take, don't take it to heart, take it professionally. That's just it. When people decline, don't, no, you don't pressure. At that stage you're just asking politely, you just message, hi, how are you doing, this is my business, are you interested? If they say no, no pressure. If they said yes, you go ahead and make yourself. So it's just a kind of critical state that a lot of business owners don't know, and don't know, not knowing it, you're actually going to make a lot of mistakes in sell. And this is some strategies that people that have explored are not reviewing. They just hide it, but that is not good. But that's just the fact. So it's just more like you going after them and you getting to compare them to buy. You don't force them, and it's just more like there is money in conversation. Let me bring it down. Money, I mean in conversation. When you convert with a customer, when you convert with a customer, that is when you actually know. Most people, or let's just say, a lot of business owners, they are not ready for this. They don't even have the strength. So you ought to convert with your customer. You ought to hear them out. You ought to be like you're not after their money. This just a simple strategy. I'm just giving you a bonus tip. You ought to be like a good person and relate with them, then get to business. So that's for that. And okay, day 17. Okay, day 17 is just more like follow updates. Follow updates. I did not say follow updates. Follow up days. Okay, what I mean by follow up days is just more like you're going to follow up. Just more like follow. You're going to follow. I means is not following them while they are working. I mean by follow up dates is just more like when someone, okay, when maybe you reach out to people or maybe through DM stuff like that, and they are going to be like, I'll get to you. Don't wait. I'll get to you in the next 20 years. They have not reached out to you. So what you ought to do is just to follow up. And following up is not violently, is not harshly. You're going to still be cool because you're after their money. Like it's the money that you want. So most times you ought to mellow down stuff like that. So you're going to be like, hi, uh I just wanted to check if you're still interested on that stuff like that. So it's just more like you follow up, and you going to be like, asking, maybe you forgot stuff like that. So it's just more like follow up. If you and someone discuss about, you're going to follow up. Now you're going to still, and if he or she has not responded, still follow up. And is in follow up that or sells in. A lot of people have lose a lot of business or less a lot of contract by not following up. Now that is cool. One can actually admire or wants to buy a goods from you, but maybe not at that point in time. Maybe that person now forgot, and you, a business owner, what you ought to do is just to follow up by reminding the person, by asking, are you still, hello sir, are you still interested in that business, are you still interested on our product? So it's just more like follow up period, or let's just say follow up stage. So and it's very very okay, or let's just say this is a very simple but powerful tips that works in business. Follow up this, stuck it to your mind, follow up this. So you're to check on businesses and like your clients, people that have messaged you, people that have been like, sometimes I will buy. You're going to follow them up and stuff like that. So that's for that. And okay, turn maybe into years. So okay, on still the process of follow up stage, it's just more like turning maybe I'll buy into yes I'll buy. They will not start begging you, yes I'll buy. Now what I mean there is just like maybe when you message them and stuff, they're going to be like, I'm still checking, maybe I'll buy. You're going to follow up, ask them. They're going to be tired and they'll tell you I'll buy. They'll just buy your goods. So that is the charm, or let's say juju there. So that just for that. And it's more like okay, stuff like that. So and it's just more like the 18. Okay, the 18 is just more like first sell reports. Okay, first sell reports. So this is more like a stage of, you're going to, mind you, this third week is just more like launching and sell. So everything you're doing here has to do with money, like gaining or selling. Now we are saying the 18 is just like first sell reports. No, now a lot of people, okay, as for, let me say, people love buying what people love buying. Let me repeat, people love buying what people love buying. What I mean there is just that a lot of people do wait until they see proof, until they see some testimonies about that your brand, about your business. It's not as if they don't want it. It's not as if it's not interesting them, but they are waiting to see. So if you're a business owner at that point in time, you're not expected to feel reluctant, you're not expected to relax. You're to chase after the bag. In business, after the bag is just your customer. You ought to be customer minded. And in 18 we were saying first reports, okay, sales reports, we are saying in this sense is more like you're going to get their reports. Now reporting, I mean, it's just more like you're going to post by, like, they have actually patronized. You're going to be like, mind you, you're not going to wait for a million people to patronize you before you start making sales reports. Sales reports, get the word sales reports. So you're going to report to other customers that have not patronized you. What I still mean is people that have patronized you, you're going to be like, hello, thanks for, okay, thanks for my first or three customers that patronize me. Thanks for trusting my brand, stuff like that. Do you get? So this is more like sales reports. Now, people that have not patronized, people that have not purchased your goods for the first time will be like, some people are buying this. And like I said, people love buy what people love buy. If they see that this business is pushing, like people are purchasing this, even if they don't want it, they're going to go after. That's just how human beings are structured. So they go after what other people are going after for. So you ought to make your sell reports. When people patronize you, when you sell, you're going to post it. Now they're going to see that people actually buying from you. You're not you're not stuck. Just make them feel that you're not stuck, that you're really making sales. So that is just a kind of another tips or shake up. Make all this I'm saying can equally work for a student, for a young adult, for an undergraduate student and graduated student. So these are just possible ways that students can just get into business. And with this, it can be online, it can be offline, physical and shops, all of this. So all these things, it works for a business. So far as that you're ready and you're to adapt to all these tips, you're going to explore. So that is it, guys. So under that, I said, okay, we said, okay, build social proof. Okay, under social proof, I think I will say something by making people see testimonies. People that patronize, you're going to be like, post it. You're going to be like, thanking them on your status and stuff like that. Thanks for my five one patronage. Thanks for my first three patronage. Thanks for my first three customers, stuff like that. Thanks for trusting my brand. Thanks for choosing me, stuff like that. So it creates curiosity, it creates engagement, and it creates a credibility. Like people are going to just know you're real and you're legit, stuff like that. So that's for that. So the 18 is just more like customer feedback. It's very important. And as we always say, feedback in everything, not even in business only. Feedback, the word feedback is very serious. Like one cannot just do without feedback. Okay, even if in communication, when, okay, the way you know a good conversation, or let's just say a good communication, is just more like receiving feedback. Now if you did not receive feedback, it means you didn't communicate well. The communication was not effective, it wasn't efficient. So that's it. So likewise to business, feedback from your customers. Feedback, I mean, in this sense, like you're going to be like, tell them to write an honest, what's it called, or report on your product, how they feel, how the service and everything. Like, okay, and at first, okay, on that process you can equally receive wrong and maybe negative as a side of the message, but your advice to screenshot the right, or let's just say the positive word, the positive aspect, and post. Now that is customers feedback. You ought to screenshot the positive aspect and post. So people be like, people love this. Okay, for instance, it's just more like someone that patronizes is going to be like, uh buying from so vendor was a great thing that happened to me, or I really enjoyed the service and stuff like that. Such is a good one to go with. And you're going to screenshot, just put, be like, my testimony, stuff like that. So it builds trust, and it as well builds when other vendors, when other customers are seeing it, when other people that are still waiting to patronize you, when others are people are still considering or thinking you whether you are real. When they are seeing it, it's going to create more room, it's going to make them compel them to patronize you. So that's it. And okay, just more like day 19. Okay, improve the offer. Now, improving offer is just more like okay, upgrade intelligence. Improve offer in business, you mean you're going to ask. And as well, it's just more like a feedback process. You're going to ask, how was the service? Was it okay? Is the price too high? Is the price too low? Is it quality enough? Stuff like that is more like improve the offer. Now, when you happen to get all this feedback, you're going to make some necessary adjustment. Was the service too low? If the service is low, you're going to increase in speed. If the price is high, you're going to adjust in the price tag. If it's low, you're going to make some necessary improvements. So this is ways, or let's just say under improve the offer. This is just the necessary thing. Improving the offer is trying to communicate. You're going to improve on your business, you're going to improve in speed, you're going to improve in efficiency, you're going to improve in customer service always, stuff like that. So that's that. So more like day 21. Okay, sales push the urgency strategy. Oh Jesus, this, I've been honest, above all, urgency strategy is the highest. And even if you're not doing any of this strategy, don't over mind, or let's just say don't overlook urgency strategy, because this is just a strategy that work literally. Even when your village people is involved, it's going to still work. It will overpower like the urgency strategy is so powerful that it overpowers village people power. So that's just it. So what was in urgency strategy, just like you creating curious stages, like events, stuff like going to be like uh discounts in the next 24 hours. Now, somebody that wants to buy, or somebody that is not even thinking of buying, is going to be like for 48 hours, for 24 hours. Such person is going to DM immediately because there is a discount. Do you get this? This is just strategy, and it works. So somebody is going to DM you immediately. A lot is going to DM you immediately because they are see, people like free things. People like places that they are removing money. That is just a lot of strategies. This is just part of the strategies that big companies are winning with. They are going to make discount offers. Now, it's just for a duration of some period. Now, limited time, people are going to be in a haste to purchase that. You're going to be like, okay, let me just give an instance. I think in my side there is what they call Black Friday or stuff. Now, that Black Friday is such company, there is always a discount. So people are always waiting till that Friday that they are calling black. Moreover, it's still normal day, but they're calling it black, maybe because of the event that they normally do. So a lot of goods is being disposed in a cheaper rate. So on a lot of people is making plans and eager to purchase at that point in time. So that as well, you can make that work in your business by bringing it in, bringing an urgency, what's it called, urgency strategy. That's it. Urgency strategy, we said, is just a kind of a means of curiosity, by in the sense of people are going to purchase because there is a discount and ask for it. And okay, designs, let's just use flyers so that you get me well. When you're making designs, maybe 2,000 normally, maybe let's just see, that's just what you normally call it, and sales is low, and you really want to make sales at the period, you're going to be like, okay, this week or today is okay, I'm having 5 limited slots. I'm going to collect 1K for paid design. I'm going to collect 1.5 for paid design. 500 naira discount is the good money. Now it's going to lure people. It's going to compel people to message you because it's a bonus. What's it called? A discount or purchase. Now, even when they are not ready to purchase, they are going to just purchase it and keep because there is a discount. So that is a spirit or a strategy As I said, it's very, very powerful. Even your village people cannot overpower it. So it normally works for every single business, and it's going to also work for you whenever you inventing it or matching it up. So strategy. Then we have important lessons, take notes. Now, okay, maybe I'll just try emphasizing little on it. Then we'll get off. I think so. Okay, one is action beats perfection. Now, it's just like when you in business, don't wait to get millions to start. You can equally search, filter things. When your waiting time is running away, when you're waiting, something can take you out from that part. Maybe you're not going to succeed in getting that thing done. So that is more like it's not when you're not procrastinating by bit. And as I said, anything big start small. So don't wait till when the whole world is patronizing. Don't wait till when everybody that's to help your life. So you want to just start somewhere, and big every big thing started small. So nothing will I say Rema or probably. So that's just for that. And another notable we have here, and it's just more like important lesson. Take notes. Selling is not begging. Now, don't assume because you're and as I said, I mentioned something like you're not going to pressure, going to people's DM, you're not going to pressure. You're just asking, my name, this is my service. Do you want it? Yes or no? You go out. Yes, you go forward and maybe make sell. So you're not going to beg. You're not going to be begging for the fact that your selling is not a room, or you're not going to lower your personality to beg. Is a business, it's not a charity. You actually purchased, or let's just say you actually started it with some money. So you're going to actually go for serious minded people. So that's just for that. So there's no room for begging. And we said relation builds resilience. So when you fail, when people decline, when they don't accept, when they fail to purchase, when they are like, I don't want, no room to stop, no room to feel less of oneself, no room to feel the what's it called, frustrated. Moreover, is at that point in time you're going to strive more, you're going to persist. That is why okay, you're going to resilience, like you're going to still press more. So it's not just a room to quit. That's just the emphasis. You're not just going to stop. No stopping. Ahead, you have just started. So let's it by pressing forward, by striving more. You're getting there. Alright guys, so that's for that. And we still have another notable, which is confidence grew after execution. Confidence grows after execution. Now you cannot have confidence if you have not executed. You cannot have confidence when you have not actually actualized something or get something done. So it's more like when you get confidence is when you have actually done something. When you have gotten something, that is when the confidence is, and that's the right confidence. So you're not to okay, just execute. You're not just to stop. You're not just to start having it on your head, at your head every point in time. You ought to execute, ought to start up. There is a call to kickstart. That is it. So that's the emphasis there. And again, we have your first sales change your mindset. Very big. Now your first sales, despite little or big, one or two, is changing your mindset. Now, for instance, maybe you're thinking that making sales, or let's just say, I don't know, the kind of starting up a business and stuff like that is stressful, and maybe it's not gonna be working. Maybe by the time you made your first sale, it's going to give you joy. Like it's going to change some settings in your mind, in your mental. Like it's going to you're going to start, I don't know, it gives you a different view or picture of that, or current of your current distance. So that's just what we're trying to say. Your first sales, most times, let's just put most times, change your reset. Your first sales change your mindset. It's going to change your mindset, how you think and act or even feel about the to a different perspective, and you're going to understand it more and get and know what the business is all about more. So that's this guy. So okay. There's there was something there. Your first sales change your mindset forever. Now let us say sometimes forever, take it or leave it. Forever. So your mindset, your first sale change your business. change your mindset. I don't talk rubbish. Your first cells change your mindset forever. Now you just more like, as I said, most times the perspective or the view that we are seeing things from, most times it's not always like that. So you ought to just execute. That when you start up something, just like you cannot say a problem that you don't know. You cannot just do what you don't know, or you cannot just succeed in what you have not started. So that's just it. So you ought to start. You ought to start doing something. You ought to start creating. You ought to start figuring out or striving more stuff like that. So as a youth, when you invent all of this, mind you, you're still in school, you're out from school and all of that. You're not going to be a failure. You're not going to fail because the government fails to employ you. You're not going to fail because you were declined in some organization. You're not going to fail because you were not taught all of this. So that is this, and having this mindset or having this knowledge in a student, in an adult, is going to really help. Now such student is not going to while away time. Such student is going to utilize any single opportunity and and time in his or her life in school as well. So, and he said that starting anything in school gives more ability, or let's just say more uh access, because it's a broad place and you get to meet broader people, new people, different ethnics and stuff like that. So starting up anything is just like a best, or let's just say a wise decision that you've ever matched on. So you also just start up something. You're not to take schooling as an excuse. You know, or to, okay, that is saying that you should have a business experience before you are from university. Not being like, when I'm out, I'm going to start up a business, because outside world there is kind of street. Now remind you, you're actually growing to an adult, like growing to adulthood. So you're going you're not going to withstand it, or let's just say you're not going to withdraw it. That is net, you actually growing and you requested to grow. So you're going to be assumed that you can face the necessary things, or necessary things that follows the growth. So you not having the ability of doing this is more like you've started feeling already, and that is not what we want for our Nigerian students. That is not what we want for our upcoming youths. We want for our future, what's it called again, future leaders, my god. Yeah, so that's for that, guys, and everything was saying here is for our youth benefit. And maybe if you watch to this, maybe if you've tried benefiting you anyway, just consider giving us a thumbs up. And maybe if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly do that. All right, so maybe you just refer us to people or friends you know that needs this, or people or your relatives, stuff like that. People that you feel that wants or that needs to hear all of this. People that you want them not to feel in other aspects apart from academics in life. So you have graphics on social media, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So maybe you just try or them checking us in any of the platform and get more tips, or let's just say strategies, when it has to do with life after school, and get to start exploring and not failing. Alright, guys, so that's for that. If you watched up to this, try consider giving us a thumbs up, and maybe just drop anything on the comment section. We'll get to reply you. Maybe your name, your business you've started, the one you're thinking to start, maybe anything, maybe your location, maybe we'll give you a suggestion of business. Tell us your age, tell us what you want, what you feel that you can do best in, and stuff of that area. So we just get to reply and fix that for you. All right. If you watch out to the UF really gas, it's not taken for granted, not in any way. So I'm giving you a thumbs up. Let me give you a thumbs up. If you watched up to this, I'm serious. I'm giving you a thumbs up. It's not taken for granted. I really regard the fact that you watched, and it's not taken for granted. All right. At the point in time, you're going offline. So